Hello, I'm Shane from Active Edge Sports Therapy. I just wanted to make a quick video for those people this weekend who have events on or were supposed to have an event that may have been cancelled, or those of you who, despite the weather, it doesn't look great at the moment, will be out braving the elements, and just a few things to help you get through the weekend. So first of all, I know a few big events have been cancelled already. One of the main ones around here was the One Step Beyond Clumber Park Duathlon. I was supposed to be there today with Giant Lincoln helping out in the retail store. The bonus is I didn't have to get up at 5 AM, but unfortunately the event, due to health and safety conditions, did have to get cancelled, and a lot of people have missed out on what they plan to do this weekend, which may affect the training schedules and the racing schedule as well. So first bit of advice is for those people who unfortunately the event has been cancelled. Doesn't mean you can't do nothing at the weekend is lost. I would recommend still get out there and try and replicate the event you were going to do if possible. So something like the duathlon, maybe you can get a brick session done. However, in the conditions, a few things you need to look out for. First of all, out in your bike in this weather with the strong snow, strong winds, cold weather can be very dangerous. So if you have got a turbo, pop on your turbo instead and then get out for a run afterwards. Again, if it's slippery underfoot, think about what footwear you've got on, or if you've got access to a treadmill or access to a gym, pop on the watt bike at the gym and jump on the treadmill afterwards, and you can mimic a good session in a safe environment. Secondly, with the weather, the temperature, if you are doing any training outside, think really carefully about what clothing you're going to wear. It sounds obvious, but you can very quickly get cold in these conditions. Likewise, if you layer up too much, you can very quickly start to sweat, overheat, and then you can get even cold and end up getting ill. So think carefully about what clothing you're going to wear in this weather. And lastly, whatever you do, try and have a really effective warm-up. If you go out there and you're really not ready to run and conditions are not good, it's cold, it's windy, your muscles and your body is going to be working overtime anyway, and then if they're even less prepared than normal because of the conditions, you can do some damage and end up picking up an injury. So the last bit of advice is quite applicable to those who are just out training anyway. Be really conscious of your warm-up, be conscious of what you're wearing. If you need to adapt training anyhow in order to suit the conditions, do so. In the past, I've done plenty of backwind tempos where a few of us have driven to one point, driven back and ran from car to car. Might be cheating a little bit, but it's a good way to get some quality working and not actually have to struggle too much with the conditions. It takes a bit more organising, which is not always great on a Sunday morning or Saturday morning, but we get it done. Last thing I want to think about, as I've already touched upon a little bit, is think of the conditions that you're running in. If it is really windy, beware with how that can affect structures in your body. Your hips, if you're running, can work more. Your back, your lower back can get overworked. Your core is on overdrive. So if you've got any weaknesses anyway, any discrepancies, any niggles that you're already nursing, they can get exacerbated. And also they can, even if you think you're 100% healthy, structures can overwork and you can be a lot more tired and not be achieving the times you would normally achieve and the effort you would normally achieve. So be aware of that. And to follow on as well, when you're out, don't be looking at your watch, don't be looking at your Garmin on your bike to look at your paces. If you are out in these conditions, they really can make you work at a much greater effort for what seems like little reward in terms of stats, but it's all about the effort. What you put in is what you get out. So just be aware that you won't be hitting times you're normally hitting if you're into a big headwind or it's slippery underfoot. You're overworking other muscles, and also be aware of the dangers when you're out running or cycling or doing anything in these conditions for that matter. So I'll leave it there so I don't flap on too much. So a few things just to remember is, if you were supposed to race, can you replicate what event you were supposed to be doing in training? Can you do that effectively and safely? Have an effective warm-up. Be conscious with your clothing choice or your gear choice if you've got a few different bikes that you can use. Be careful about the stats of your training. If you're out on the bike or out running, you're not going to be going at the speed you normally would for the same given effort. And beware of how your body may be overworked in other ways and some aches and pains that you can pick up. Hopefully they've got a bit of advice from this video, and enjoy your weekend. Thank you.